It was already done. It was already done. So it's like this great faith that he was exhibiting. He knew, that God was going to have to do something great. And so when he and the two young men and Isaac were on their way, he said, Isaac and I, y'all stay here. Isaac and I, we're going up, but we're coming back. We're coming back. We're going up to worship, but we're coming back. His faith was that great. It was that great. And we're going to talk about the significance of the three in a couple slides, because God doesn't do anything by chance. He doesn't. He orders things, and sometimes we don't understand until after the fact, and then we look back. But God has a purpose in everything that he does. Okay? So we've talked about the journey. We've talked about the faith. Now let's talk about the conversation. Okay, so Isaac and Abraham, they're on their way, and they're walking to the spot where they have to make this altar. And so you can imagine the scene. It's actually kind of heart-wrenching if you think about it, because the scripture highlights a couple words. It's not like Isaac just said, "Where's the lamb?" He said, "Father, where's the lamb?" And Abraham didn't just reply, "God's going to provide." He said, "Son." I mean, their relationship, he loved this boy. And that boy loved and respected his father. And I think, there's no happenstance. The scripture records that for a reason. Father and son. And we'll tie that back in as I keep moving forward. But it shows an intimate portrait of these two together. So now sacrifice. Abraham built the altar. He put the wood on it. Bound Isaac on up using that rope that he brought. And he laid him on the altar. And then Abraham raised that knife to slay him. He didn't hesitate. He did not hesitate. Now, people have often questioned, well, how old was Isaac? How old was Isaac when this happened? Well, what'd you say? No, let me tell you why. He couldn't have been a little fella. First of all, would you give your 2-year-old a whole bunch of wood to carry up a mountain? That's right. There's no way a young boy is going to be able to carry all the wood that it would take to consume a lamb or a human. He can't. So he laid that on him. We know Abraham was old. Now, I don't know if he was feeble per se. I guess not. He's still climbing up that mountain. But certainly young men are stronger than older men. So he had to be older than a little fella, but he wasn't like a man yet. And in chapter 21, there's a lot of things that happened to Abraham, and it alludes to the fact that Abraham was in that land many days between when we're talking about Ishmael and when we're talking about the sacrifice of Isaac. A lot happens in chapter 21.